What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it just like the NFL season with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show with your boys G and ChrisyLite. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Bro, I'm feeling amazing. I'm hyped.
Yes,
We
sir.
talking Star Wars today. And as you can see, we both got the NFL jerseys on.
Yeah.
We had to do it to kick off the season. And it's kind of surprising. We got Cowboys, we got Commanders
Who?
in one podcast.
Like, let me stop.
Oh, oh, the disrespect. Oh no.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Hey, but today we're going to be talking about Ahsoka episode 4. And the title of the episode was Fallen Jedi. Now, before we get into it, of course, we got to get into this week's Stamp or Nah, which is Ahsoka. No, wait. What was it, Stamp or Nah? Dang, I done forgot just that quick. What was it?
Stamp or Nah. It's Ahsoka Rebels Season 5.
There we go. That's why it's two of us, a dynamic duo. So, for me, I'm going to say yes, it is.
Stamp.
It is, bro. But the reason why is because there isn't no drama, bro. There is no real drama with this joint right now. Now, these last few episodes going to entail, I hope they turn it up. But as of late, bruh, this joint is y'all like just Rebels 5.
Y'all like?
I'm just saying. Well, what do you think, Chris? What did you think?
Man, I would originally agree with you that it is Ahsoka Rebels Season 5.
Yeah.
It's giving me meh right now.
Oh.
It's giving, I don't know why. I don't know how we're getting here, but I'm getting a little meh. And I know where we're going after episode 4, and I'm more excited to see 5. I don't know if everyone knows, episode 5 is actually premiering in some major cities. Washington, D.C. was one of them. I wish we could have copped the ticket, but it was already sold out by the time I even sniffed that it was available. So your boys get it. But
one day
I'm expecting, yeah. I'm expecting a lot from episode 5, but really, the last 2 episodes just left me with I don't know, man. I feel like a normal Rebels season would have a little bit more flair, a little bit more pizzazz. And like I said, I liked the series so far, but Ahsoka is just bothering me, bro.
Do you think it's Ahsoka? Because I think it's either. I can't tell which one it is. I feel like it's between both of them, because they just don't complement each other. Because I feel like when they're talking to a different person, whether it's Hera or it was Balin in this episode, then they have good combos. They have good dialogue that actually hits and allows us to really understand kind of where they're coming from. But for them, it kind of feels like they're playing the same role. They're both the broody.
That's it, bro. That is it.
They're both the broody, moody person that doesn't want to answer any questions, but also is having a cry for help that you can obviously see. And it's just nails on a chalkboard watching them both interact, which sucks because I love Ahsoka and I don't know what happened to her after not only just Rebels but Clone Wars, to the fact that it made her like this. At first I thought it was more so just an aesthetic, you don't really want to put too many emotions out there. You're just trying to do what you got to do to keep balance essentially and make sure things go the way essentially she sees that it should go. It's she has to me, this is how I see it. Ahsoka knows right from wrong and is willing to bend the rules here and there to essentially make sure that things go the right way. And With Sabine, it's more so like I hate all rules and I want to do what I want to do, regardless of like how that might affect other people. I just know for me in this moment right now, like this is the answer, and that becomes the frustrating piece where you don't have like the other cast members in Rebels, which is why I feel like this is a season 5 to bounce off of that and really like help her not only just gain perspective but add a little bit of extra sauce of like get her riled up, like make her feel something versus like, oh, you don't want to talk about it, okay, all right, I'll be here waiting, you know what I'm saying? So like that's why I feel like they're both playing like the same role in different ways obviously, but like
You
that
spitting
is the
facts, bro.
main issue right
It's
now.
all facts you spitting. It's just ridiculous. It just something is bothering me now, and of course they can correct it because they got more episodes to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But it does feel like almost I'm watching two of the same character,
Mm-hmm.
and because we've seen 4 seasons of them interact, or
Not even 4 seasons,
not even
but
four, it's like through two,
yeah,
maybe
maybe
two.
2. But like really like
Knowing their character though,
yeah.
it just doesn't feel like sometimes I'm getting that character in the live action version.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just bothering me just a little bit that I'm like, come on. Like I need a little bit more from Ahsoka. I do need a little bit more from Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
Sabine is not as bad as Ahsoka to me, but it's just kind of like they just decided Ahsoka is this new style.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I'm like, okay, cool. I can accept that she's this new style. I'm gonna go with it. But deep down, as I'm watching more and more episodes, I'm kind of like, other Ahsoka would do, not other Ahsoka, Rebels Ahsoka would do something else, in my opinion. And it just bothers me a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah. And we first started seeing that in The Mandalorian. I feel like the tone of Mandalorian is just spilling on to everything at this point.
Maybe, yeah.
And maybe that's because that's the approach that she kind of took for her role in that, because initially like she's just a side character in that, but do you think it's more so because she's supposed to be the main focus, the figurehead for this series, that it's like I need a little bit more juice to keep it going?
Like I just feel like when she was first introduced in Mando, it
Mm-hmm.
felt like, oh, okay, like we're getting reintroduced to Ahsoka, and I would feel like she would put on this front that she is wise, she is calm, nice demeanor. But as an Ahsoka series would go on, I would expect to see those cracks that clearly show she's not really a Jedi, she's not a Sith. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? She's like her own path. And sometimes I just don't feel that from Ahsoka. I kind of feel like she's still like this stern, disciplined person, and I just want her to be more rigid, you know?
Yeah.
And even happy go lucky like she used to be. Just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit that shows that she has some type of like humility and stuff going on where
Yeah.
I don't know. And even when they had that small little moment when it was like in episode, it should be episode 4, when they're like together, like
Yeah.
together we're better or something like that. Or the
Yeah,
robot said that.
that's the robot. Yeah, the robot said that. Yeah, you were always better
I,
together, I felt. Yeah, something like that.
yeah, I just feel like she needs some more lightheartedness, and
Mm.
because I feel like that's how Ahsoka was.
Yeah.
But we'll see if she like loosens up with the Anakin
There you go. There you
reveal. Oh,
go. There you go. So that's when things started to change. Because before that, like everything that happened in this episode was already like shown as like not a prelude, but like you understood what was going to happen and what the goal was going to be. Right? We've been to this planet before. We've seen them activate the map. So like there's not a lot of surprises that we get to see. So with that final one being a surprise of them being in like the this force time space area that we first saw in Rebels, and we get to see Anakin for the first time. like in this joint. Actually, like I had already
Maybe
heard about that he was
Christian.
gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I just didn't know when it was gonna happen, and I really think like the fact that it's happening in the middle, I'm really really hoping that this is gonna be the change for Ahsoka that will really bring her back to who she used to be, essentially when she was, Snips. Like Snips Ahsoka was lit, because she was just like just trying stuff, like there was a creativity there, and and there's a reason why she gained the respect of almost just about everybody that she came in contact with, because she was always doing something that like was like you should not be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's plot armor, and then there's like main character type plot armor, and Ahsoka was just like almost there. Like she wasn't fully there, but she was able to do some crazy stuff in Clone Wars. So I'm excited for her to meet her master, and that leads me to the title of this episode, not the episode of the podcast, but the episode of the series, which was Fallen Jedi. So we got like a couple different meanings for that, and I want to hear your take on the few. So first off, we got Ahsoka literally fell. She fell off the
Literally.
cliff, and I want to talk about the fight because I just feel like Ahsoka is better than this, bro. Like for somebody to be like never heard of, never seen before. Like granted, I don't want him to just be weak or anything. I'm speaking about Lord
Agreed.
Balin right now, and not so much the Merrick, who we could also talk about, who was like the warm up to that fight, because we've already seen Ahsoka beat Merrick before. He ran away, but this time she really beats him and slices that man, and then he explodes because obviously, if you've seen Clone Wars before, he got some Night Sister in him. So either a couple things happen. Either he was already dead and got resurrected, or he asked for some power, and that's how he was able to survive the fall of the Empire. So it's still not clear exactly what happened, but when he gets sliced and you turn into dust, if you know about my man's what's his name? What is his name, bro?
What's his name?
Savage Opress. If you know about Savage Opress, Darth Maul's brother, they get down. And that's all I'm gonna say. But what did you think about the fights and the duels in this episode, Chris?
Kind of wish they showed that fight before they defeated him.
Mm.
It kind of made me sad that it was kind of like an off-screen defeat, in a way.
It's
I
because it
think
was
it was
flipping
more.
back and forth.
Yeah, they were flipping back and forth between that Ahsoka and
Yeah.
Sabine.
Yeah.
But I was. This reminds me why I can't be following like the Star Wars theory channels on who's this, who's that anymore, because they are just never gonna do the really, really, really creative, really, really eye-popping thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that this dude got defeated and got exploded into like a fume of dust or whatever it is. Like so many theories just went out the window on who this could possibly be. Uh, so it just makes me always want to enjoy the series as it is. Just go
Mm-hmm.
forward and see what it could be. Like, oh wow, the fight scenes, they're solid. They're good
Mm-hmm.
enough. Sometimes I wonder why they don't just use the Force more often.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only real gripe I have. I'm like, I kind
Well,
of feel like they should use the Force here,
have you not played
especially.
Jedi Fallen Order? That joint has a bar. Gotta use that bar.
And it just feels like, dang, like the lightsaber play is fine enough for me. Like I'm not gonna complain
Mm-hmm.
too much about it. But geez, throwing your force powers here or there where it would actually be helpful. Don't like run forward and put out your arm. It's just like use the force. You
Mhm.
got it. You can literally go zoom, 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 force. Like I just don't get it sometimes. But other than that, I'm fine with the force power lightsaber play. I really do like Star Wars more when it has lightsabers, and it just reminds me that when Mando introduced the dark saber, I got more interested.
Mhm.
Just having protagonists, antagonists with lightsabers just keeps me way more interested. But
Yeah.
how are you feeling about the fights in the lightsaber battles that we saw?
I would say it's hard to make a bad fight. Like even the shortest fights that we've seen before.
When
Like
Sabine
it,
was losing,
I mean, yeah, but that was to be expected, you know. But I always like to see them, and then like they always look good, especially like being in the little star map. Like the lights was popping, you know what I'm saying? And I really like the visual side of it. But you know, for me, I kind of always just wish they were a little bit longer. You know, like let me really feel like y'all really fighting for life or death, because I'm already gonna have odds on the main character to have the edge in the competition, or the main villain.
competition.
I don't know why I say competition, but duel. You know, um, like somebody's always gonna have the upper hand, and it's cool to root for the underdog sometimes, but depending on the situation, like you usually know how things are gonna end. You know, so when Merrick got bodied, I was more excited that it was showing that he was turned to dust essentially. He got Thanos snapped, but after that, I was just like, why don't y'all just jump that shorty and then go? Yeah, it'll be way faster if, and both y'all will be together, and it's just like, yo, Sabine, you don't have nothing to prove, man. Like that's what my issues be, lying with her, because it's just like, I got this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You get tossed around, and it's like, yo, you think you can make up for years and years of training, for one, without being able to use the force, and then two, with somebody that has been training in this way, and like a more ruthless way, for way more years. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if she like kept up with her training, things like that, and that was like a secret that we just didn't know up until this point. And it's just because she got caught off guard and she didn't have her armor and stuff like that, that the being lost the first time. But it's like we all knew it was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like Ahsoka's fights, I just want her to be more aggressive. I want to see that real like Form 4 type beat. I want to see the flips. I want to see like all the stuff that we got to see in the Clone Wars. I know it's hard. I know. But that's just part of the game. That's what you sign up for when you decide to be Ahsoka. And maybe that's not necessarily on her, but as far as the choreography and stuff like that, it's like, it is what it is. And when Dalen was like, of course it comes to this, we could have came up with this civilly or whatever like that, I was like, you're absolutely right. But Ahsoka doesn't really like talking like that, so let's get to this action. I also was wondering why he put his hood on. He didn't have a hood on at the whole episode, but as soon as Shari leave, he got was like, oh nah, I gotta make sure she don't know who I am first. Like, you already don't know who you are. But that's besides the point. I just think that when it comes to these fights in duel specific, make them longer, bro. Make them longer. I'd rather see that and see a progression of not only scenery but like real fatigue, and getting to really feel like, oh, they might lose type thing. So that's my thoughts on it. But the next part of this whole Fallen Jedi saga we could talk about, or whatever you want to call it, is Anakin. Anakin. Why was they talking spicy about my man's like that, Chris? Phelan was talking crazy, bro, and I ain't like that. And then they just gonna pop up at the end, like, hey, like what's the deal? What's the deal?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions with Balin
Mm-hmm.
because he's a Jedi.
Was.
I don't know if he's technically a Sith. He should be considered one, but he wants to destroy so he can build back up. So it just makes me feel like he's a lost Jedi that wants to try to redo what the
Mm-hmm.
Jedi did. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
you know what, we made mistakes. I'm gonna redo it. Besides that, I understand why everyone would hate Anakin. I feel like a lot of the universe would know who Anakin is, if especially if they were Jedis and survived,
Mm-hmm.
and know that, oh wow, the whole Jedi Order thought he was a chosen one, and
Mm-hmm.
he was put on the council before he was ready. Blah blah blah. Oh. So it's kind of like I understand the disrespect. I understand why Ahsoka gets disrespected also because it's kind of like, bro, you weren't really a Padawan that was really trained either. Like
Yeah.
you're it's kind of like you're not like us,
Mm-hmm.
and you really don't understand like what
The gravity.
they are trying to build,
Yeah.
like what should be good. You kind of learn from not only the bad guy, a mega bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't trained in the way of how a normal Jedi should have been. So I kind of understand the disrespect. Oh, am I excited to see what Anakin has to say? Because
Yeah.
it makes me say like,
This is Force Ghost Anakin.
but is it? Is it?
It has to be, bruh. Who else is going to be? He's on the thing. He's on the little pathway. You know. I mean, maybe it's a
Like
dream.
the
Maybe
Star Wars
it's
Rebels
not.
take place
Yeah.
after the
He's
Empire
Darth
fall.
Vader. Yeah, he's Darth Vader in Rebels. And you don't remember like when they was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little
So
Sith thingy, and then the whole thing came down.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
when he
So
had to say,
Rebels takes place before Episode Star Wars, the
yeah,
original.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
right.
So she's still around. So it's a little weird, right? Or
No,
is
no, he's
he
gone.
grown up?
Now he's gone. Like
Okay.
this is
So
taking
Ahsoka's
place
grown
after,
up. We're 2, 3, 4 years after he's been murdered.
probably more, but yeah,
You think more? Dang.
yeah,
Okay.
cause this is like grown Ahsoka. You know, like
It's very true. Very
this isn't like because at this point, Mandalorian has happened or is in progress, and
He met
um,
she met him, so it's like the
right,
same a little bit after. Yeah, yeah. You're
yeah.
right.
So it's like they need to do a timeline at some point so we can
And
just
so
see
so
it.
what is this man gonna say?
Sup,
What is the
Snips?
advice? What is the there was like this little theory about at the end of A New Hope because
Yeah.
they show the young version of him. That was when
Hmm.
he was last good.
Right.
So it's
Hmm.
kind of like we see the young version again. So it
Yeah.
should be when he was last good.
Hmm.
And it's just like, what really would Anakin say to Ahsoka to help her out right now? Like, to be honest, what would it be?
He'd be like,
Keep you.
"So Snips, you just gonna keep getting your butt kicked?" He would say something like that.
No, they
That's
gotta
how
come
he would
harder with
start.
episode
That's how
5.
he
They
would
gotta come
start
up with
off.
some heat. That's why I'm so excited for episode 5 because it's just like,
He gotta
you know,
antagonize her first. Like that's the
like
only
what could
way.
it be? Like maybe he just has a vision of something.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna antagonize her just a little bit, teaser.
Yeah.
But it's deep down, I just feel like he has to do something big because episode 5.
Hmm.
This is gonna be major. This is gonna be a big episode.
Yeah. Because you gotta think of like, what was their last conversation? Like that was when they was in that pyramid,
Well,
right?
they fought in the pyramid. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was like, "You left me. You abandoned me." Ah!
yeah.
And then Ahsoka was like, "I'd never do that." Oh, like, and then that was it. But it's a lot that he could say, and more so, I'm not necessarily worried about what he gonna say. I want to know what it's gonna bring out of Ahsoka, because this is Ahsoka, bruh. Like, this is about her. So there's obviously some things that she's been holding back. There's obviously some questions she probably has, and just like walking in her own path has led her up to this point where she's kind of just a solo act. she's fulcrum. Like, there's so many things about that time that, we got to see little bits and pieces here and there. But because this is just Rebels season 5, we got to figure out time to really dive into that, because if it wasn't for Sabine right now, the main storyline would be just done. It'd be over. No Ezra, no Grand Admiral Thrawn, no nothing. Now, that setup, Fallen Jedi. Sabine's not really a Jedi. She's a Padawan, but she got a lightsaber. And she can do stuff. How did you feel about her portrayal, or quote unquote switching sides?
They're not doing Sabrine justice, I don't think, in this whole series.
Yeah.
And as more and more, like, I think it disappoints me. Something so small. They can't let her just show a little bit of force powers against a freaking cup. That bothered me so much because I'm just like, I don't like the fact you're not even showing. Like, you already told me she don't got potential.
Mm-hmm.
You already said she's not a candidate that they accept. Let me see something that says, nah, she got something. Like, she's showing a little force, I get it, it's low, but let me see that she's progressing. They ain't show nothing that says she is progressing at all.
That's the point.
And it bothers me because they're going to do some BS at the end of the season where she's just randomly going to defeat some person that she should not defeat. You know what I mean?
That force is going to pop up just when you need it.
Yeah, the force is going to randomly appear and save their life. And it's just like, this is not good storytelling. Like, show me she's bad. She's harnessing it. Okay, she can move a little cup, but, deep down, maybe she's practicing it in the back. Maybe she moves a log later. Maybe she's fighting in the forest, and she's at least, we see her grasp for the lightsaber and it comes to her, or slightly moves and the person stops it. Where it's like, okay, she is getting somewhere. She just sucks. Her having nothing, it bothers me. It just screams of they're gonna pull something out their hat where she randomly is super strong. And I'm like, come on. So I hope they don't do that. I'm gonna be real mad in 3 episodes if that happens. My rant. My bad, y'all.
Nah, you're good, bro. But I have to say, I completely disagree. Because for me, I don't care about none of that with Sabine. Sabine is a Mandalorian, bruh. She is a Mandalorian. So if we get to see her move the cup, that means she has potential, right? Okay, cool. She could become a Jedi now. No, absolutely wrong. If she moves that cup, that means that she can't pump fake Shorty by using the Force and then use her little gauntlet jump, and then it'd be like, oh, hey, she got battle IQ type thing. So it's like, I like when characters do the things that they're good at, and even if, like I said it in previous episode, like, even if she gets lucky, I would rather see her get lucky in a sense of not necessarily just becoming, the next freaking Rey Skywalker or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. But if she needs to push somebody just a little bit out the way of some laser or something like that in a split of time, I wouldn't be mad. And then she'd never get it again. Because those are the moments that they always say, like, I know this is not Dragon Ball Z, but it's like the power comes from a need, not a desire. You know what I'm saying? So I like when they lean in to like character tropes where it's like, they're not good, so they're just not gonna be good. If they're not,
there's nothing. They're no hope. She hasn't shown any
in this avenue, but she'll learn something else in the thing that she's good at eventually. So for me, it's the treatment of Sabine right now is just right. I feel like the only issue is what kind of like what you're saying is that, it's telegraphed. Like, we know exactly how Sabine is finna move, because you can read it right off. Like, we can write that part of the script easy. You know, there's no way that she is going to destroy the map. You know, obviously they don't fully trust her. So even though he said there's no harm that's going to come to her, that don't mean she's not going to get hurt. That don't mean that she's not going to be a prisoner. She just needs to be in the room so that there's an opportunity for everybody else to get there. I'm completely fine for that, if the rest of the show is good. Now, if the rest of the show is trash, then we're going to have some issues.
Because it does feel like they accelerated to that part, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And it's the telegraph that could turn a good possibility into just a bad story. Like, and it's just like, dang, like, anybody could have wrote that, you know? Like,
yeah, definitely.
And that's why, like, it's still feeling like, I mean, and is it a bad thing that it feels like Star Wars Rebels Season 5? Because Ahsoka's only one person. You know? Like, and you alluded to last episode that, or not last episode, but 2 episodes ago, that it's, if it gets a season 2, we might get to see more from these characters or new ones. If there's a season 2, oh, I'm good. But I could definitely see this joint ending after this, and we never get another Ahsoka. 100%. Just because of the way they've handled her character so far. They've taken so long just to get to this moment where she can finally show somebody who she trusts, completely trusts, in her old master, emotions, and just a different side that, you know, only he done really seen. And maybe she's still, like, you know, a little put off initially just because of the first time interacting with him in this state, especially after the last time that they met. But it has me excited for, you know, the rest of it. But you know, it's already halfway over, you know, and that's just like, that is the sinking feeling in my stomach, where it's like, dang, this episode is going to release on Wednesday, right? So when y'all see this, where are we going to know what track we're going to be on? And I don't know if it's going to be a good or a bad one.
I think episode 5, this is a good episode to record it, because it's kind of like our pre-thoughts, and episode 5 is going to be where everyone has a feeling of, we done boom, this is crazy great. Or, oh my God, throw it away. Like, just throw it away. What's going on, Disney? You know, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where we end up.
Yeah. And Disney is going to be to blame if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because they have established the model. 8 to 6 episodes. You know? Like, that's all we getting. We thought we was finna Netflix it up. 22, 26 plus one season. Even Netflix now is doing parts. Frying me, bro. Frying me. But is there anything else that you want to talk about before we get into what we geeked about? Because that's all I pretty much got.
No, I'm just not as high as I was when I first saw the series, and I'm really hoping for a good episode 5.
Okay.
Dang, I did have a question for you. Do you think this actually will end up good? Like, right now, do you really believe this will end up good? It will be top tier Star Wars, and Disney and Star Wars are on a good path going forward?
Do I think, or do I know?
I don't know. Because, like I said, episode 5 is a big teller. So right now, it's just like, are you gonna push all your chips on the table?
Yeah.
Or no? Like this, like Ahsoka will be a gem of their platform.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, just because Star Wars, out of like the big 3, is it big 3, big 4,
sure.
Whatever you want to call it,
Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars,
and Pixar. So
sure.
I mean, that's Disney, I guess, but out of those, Star Wars has to me been the most consistent. Um, so like everything we done watched up until now hasn't necessarily just been bad. It's just
Yeah.
like the expectations for what it could be is so high that, and we have so much like it's different with Star Wars and uh a lot of like Marvel stuff because like you said earlier, we have all of these theory channels and things where people, you know, go and do a whole bunch of stuff in the guidebooks and stuff like that, and you know, just do a lot of research, and there's a lot of information that we know, you know, because it's been in continuation. So, long story short, like the track record is definitely there. It's for me more so like I want it to lead to something that doesn't necessarily have to be a season two, but a bigger overarching like moment for the Star Wars universe that will help us see, you know, what is to come. Because the last trilogy, bruh, is better than when I first watched it, but it's not the prequels, bruh. And
Dang.
that's
That's a
what it
whole nother
is.
debate.
I know, but hey, that's what I think. What do you think?
I think we're gonna take a L on this. I think
Oh,
as much hopes I have for it,
mm,
the defeat of Ahsoka, I'm kind of feeling like I'm about to watch something scripted, and that's all.
dang.
And it bothers me just a little bit because I thought they could do a big element of surprise with Ahsoka because really you can go a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm,
You have the Star Wars Rebels storyline. You have just Ahsoka doing random Ahsoka stuff, maybe what she's been doing,
mm-hmm,
digging up why Anakin did what he did, or just Jedi Temple stuff, like figuring out what it means to be a Jedi.
mm-hmm.
Like they had a lot of ways to go, and based on the story I'm seeing right now, it does feel like they're following Star Wars Rebels season 5, and it just feels like Ahsoka is falling behind, like
Yeah,
herself. So
the
I'm gonna
work.
say that we're gonna end up with an L. It's just not as like bad. I think, like you said, Star Wars is more consistent. So
Mm,
overall, I think most people will say it was solid. It was okay. They're not gonna say it's horrible.
right.
Um, but overall, I'm gonna say it's gonna end up as a L.
Tough. Tough. It's an L in score too, you think? Or no? We're only halfway through right now.
I'm gonna say it probably is gonna end up around a 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe if
Dang.
generous, I'll give it a 6, but probably
Dang.
end up around a 5.
Dang, huh? I was thinking like 7.
Dang, oh,
But
man.
5 for you and a 7 for me is pretty much the
I
same
I feel
thing.
like I liked it a lot. Like the first 2 seasons, the first episode, 2 episodes, I liked it
Yeah.
higher, and the
Mm,
last 2, I was kind of like, a little too much meandering, and then
yeah.
episode 4, I was very much like, yo, we going predictable. We we
Mm.
we about to go real predictable, are we?
Triangle offense straight up, bruh. Like, you know exactly what's finna happen. It's finna work every single time. But
Yeah,
it's gonna work for like the wrong
like it was,
people.
and you already said it. We knew Sabine was gonna give up the map,
Yeah.
and like the fact that I just already know Sabine is gonna learn how to become a Jedi and defeat someone in the end. It bothers me, bro. I'm like, she's still 4 episodes in, it show nothing, then had another lightsaber duel with this girl, and still can't beat her, even with her Mando tricks. I'm just like, bro, I don't know. I don't know.
I think the worst thing that happened in this season was that, or this series, was that they tried to make Ahsoka a master again. When she already said, when she left the Jedi Order, bruh, this ain't working. Like,
Just change up how she's a master. Like I feel like I've seen this
she don't even,
from
bro.
Obi, from Qui-Gon. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why she's like this. That's it's just it's rough.
It's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. And it's like, okay, once you teach somebody the basics of how to use a lightsaber, then that should be enough. Like you figure the rest out at this point. Now,
Yeah.
I think it should have
Like,
been
she should be like, "Incorporate your own style. You're a Mandalorian, blah, blah, blah.
right,
Use your weaponry." Like, I just feel like that's
right,
how Ahsoka would be because she's not
traditional.
strict. She's
Yeah,
not traditional.
he thinks
And then,
outside
like
the
what you're
box.
saying, "Oh, I can't use force." Pew, 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 pew. Like,
Mm-hmm.
boom, I got you. Like, that makes me feel better about Ahsoka, but
Right.
it just seems too much of someone who, knows Star Wars and saying, "Oh, Jedi is supposed to be like this," but you're dealing with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She's not a normal Jedi.
Yeah.
So,
And it should have been more like how like I don't want to say she took the mannerisms of um the Mandalorian,
you got a
but
point there though. You got a
like
point.
it should have been that similar style of like how they took First Take and just remade it in a whole bunch of different ways. That's exactly how this should have
Yeah.
been. They should have just had Ahsoka going from place to place, solo dolo mission, getting active, and then you get those reveals of those specific people, and like it's fun to see that because it's like for me, I think it's cool seeing the rebels updated. Getting to
Yeah, it
see
is. It
getting to
is.
see Hera and Kanan's son, like getting to see Chopper, getting to see Sabine in the world that was like freaking amazing for what it was. Because when I first started watching Rebels, I did not have high hopes. As soon as I saw them lightsabers, bro. As soon as I saw lightsabers, I was
Season
like,
one
"Oh, this
trash.
it's
It's
gonna be
so boring.
it's gonna be horrible." But that joint turns up. That joint
Yeah,
turns up.
season 2 turns it up 1,000.
Yeah. Yep. And to tease uh Thrawn, and we haven't even got to that point yet. We spent 4 episodes charging up a map, bro. Charging
The
up a map.
classic the classic Star Wars way
And
to map to someone.
remember I was asking, what is his name of this thing? Uh, the ship, right? When initially when they was like, yeah, we have to send for the eye of what is it? The eye of Sion. I'm thinking that this is like a group, not a ship, bruh. That ship should have been there as soon as they got the daggone map. Like, what are we talking about? And I know it's still under construction. I know there's like other plot pieces that's like, if you don't have this, then you don't get to see Hera. You don't get to see this and this and that and that. And I'm just like, bro, it could all be so simple, bro.
Like I said, it's just like there because this episode can really change our opinion of it. Like,
Yeah,
if all the
let's
last
make or break.
episodes were just a setup. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's make or break, bro. It's make or break.
Yeah.
And like I said, right now, I had higher hopes. They're making me worried. But we'll see at episode 5 because if
Yeah.
it's a W episode, bro, I'm gonna be hyped.
Right.
I'm gonna be up there. We gonna come back next week.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it, man. Let us know in the comments what y'all thought or think so far of Ahsoka, because especially after y'all watched the 5th episode, come back and listen to this and let us know y'all thoughts, man. But Chris, before we get out of here, Brody, what you geeked about, bro? What you geeked about?
Oh, bro.
What's up? What's up?
It's
Talk to
spooky
me.
season.
Oh no.
We got
Already?
so many scary movies coming out now.
Oh my
So
gosh.
many. We got some bad ones, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to just start going on my scary movie marathons. I'm probably gonna start out with watching Chucky season 1 and 2 because I never started the series on
Yeah.
I think it's on Peacock or something. But yeah, I'm gonna just ease in with something small, a nice little series like that, and then we're gonna hit up the movie theaters for these. I'm not gonna lie, a hit rate of 20% or maybe good. The rest are gonna be really bad, not worth any of your money at all. But the main one this year is The Exorcist. Two little girls getting possessed by a demon this time. The
Have
Exorcist is
fun with
not gonna
that.
be one uh new moviegoers should go to, and I'm pretty excited for it. A lot of big budget on it. A lot of movies avoided the Exorcist release. I'm geeked. I'm beyond geek for this. So, scary movie season, spooky season already coming up. What you geeked about, G?
No, I always got like 3 things. But to start, I'm gonna just have to go with Jujutsu Kaisen. That joint has been pretty lit. I won't say too much because I know me and Chris haven't talked about it yet.
I haven't
But
caught up yet.
the second part has started releasing, and yeah, I'm excited. I need to see what Ghetto about to be on, bro. That man go crazy. And never mind. I'm not even gonna, I was about to say something crazy, but I'm not even gonna do that. But I'm excited for that. And honestly, I've been reading, bro. I've been reading books. And not comic books, but like
books?
No, like books. Or one book. I got one book.
Okay.
And it's called like the YouTube formula type thing. Cause we finna blow this channel up, we finna blow our personal channels up, and it's finna be lit. And we finna be able to go to these premieres like the Ahsoka joint that just happened.
I tried, bro. I was trying.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that it was even a thing until you just said it. So
I was trying, but it was just one theater, so it was real impossible.
Yeah. So I've been diving into that and really just trying to like understand how to think about things, you know, and try to make the best content that we can. Cause it's just like, you know, it's that's what you gotta do. It's like the next level essentially. So I've been getting into that, and I'm excited to just learn as much as I can and then apply it while I'm learning it. And then after that, I'm almost done with the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know. I probably got like 2 or 3 more missions left in this final part, and then I'll have officially beat the whole game, and I can move on to something else. It's probably going to be Horizon. I started that because I stopped playing Ghost to start that.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember what happened, so I'm just gonna be getting into that, and yeah, it's gonna be grinding, bruh. Other than that, 2K dropped. Looks pretty cool. Like as far as like what I want, I'm gonna save what I'm gonna do for another episode. Like when I finally get the game, I still have some work I gotta do on 2K20. I got one more season to play. Then I can move on, and then I'll unveil the next journey. What it's gonna be. Yeah. Think Minecraft. That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all probably ain't gonna be able to guess it. But hey, if you made it to this part of the episode, man, thank you. And yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, leave the podcast 5-star rating. Let us know what y'all thought of the Stamper Nah this week. And if you want to watch this live, go to twitch.tv/Ginato Reviews. You can watch it a whole day early. And yeah, be in the chat and have some fun, bro. Do this every week, pretty much, as long as there's something to watch. You know, I know the strikes is still going on right now, so it's still like iffy as far as like releases and what's going to happen. So it's like it's hard to kind of plan out exactly what is going on. So it feels good to have something like Ahsoka to be looking forward to every week. And then yeah, hopefully they figure that stuff out soon. But other than that, we're gonna holler at y'all in the next one, man. Y'all be easy. Y'all know the vibes. That's my intro, but you know the vibes for this one. See y'all next week. Stay geek. Stay geek. Peace.
Later, y'all.